Also, for the pyromaniac,
Hmm.
do you know that you can use Doritos as kindling?
So, like, if you're camping, you bring your chips with you,
Yeah.
right? And then you could use them because of the amount of oil in them, but they would smell good also when you're trying to use them as kindling. But just think of the thing now. You're out camping, it's a nice day, and blah blah blah, and all of a sudden it gets cold at night,
Yes.
and somebody says, "Well, where's the Cheetos? I need the Fritos. I need to do kindling. Oh, I ate them. We're gonna freeze tonight because you ate the kindling."
Love my barbecue.
Gdayall, and welcome to episode 18. We're legal. Hey,
Depends what state.
Well,
in Australia you are.
in Australia we are.
Yeah,
Let's
gotta
not
be
worry about
21
that.
in America.
Well, legal for some other stuff. Now, Phil, how do you like your corn? Do you like it creamed corn, popcorn on the cob?
Nah, I like all of those, but most of all, I like them chipped.
That's right.
Corn chips.
Corn chips. That's what
Is that what we're going to talk about today?
That is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. One of my favorite food groups because it is a vegetable.
Yeah.
And it's National Corn Chip Day on Friday.
Wow.
Oh, I know.
So we got to, that way, now we have another excuse to have corn chips and dip.
That is exactly right.
Yeah. And when you eat corn chips, you think you're eating something really healthy.
Well, yeah, you are. It's corn.
It's corn.
And some of the corn chips, like, my favorite, like Fritos, there's 3 ingredients.
Yep.
Corn, oil, and salt. That can't hurt you.
In which order?
Well, let's not talk about that.
All right.
And we're going to talk about a few things. Like, it is my favorite entree at a Mexican restaurant. You walk in, and there are chips and salsa waiting for you. Here, they'll stick you for about $10.
Yeah. And it doesn't taste as good. It's always better when it's free.
And what's good too is last restaurant meal I had with Zayna, we went to this Mexican restaurant. We were digging through it because they did the flour tortillas as well, and those are like
the crunchy.
Oh yeah, a little slice of heaven. And you can do so many things with corn chips. You don't think about it. So like you can crunch them if you've got like a super hot Dorito or cheesy nacho Dorito. You can bread them. You can crush them and use them as breading.
Make a Frito pie.
You can make a Frito pie.
Yeah.
You can do nachos. You can do, actually, before you make the chip, there's hominy. So you get the
how many?
Hominy.
How many?
How many? Who's on first?
I don't know.
That's it. So you can. So to make corn chips, you sort of need some masa. So you can get some field corn and then you soak it
in lye.
Or hang on, it's nixtamalization. Nixtamalization? I can't say that word. Yeah. But if I spell it, you wouldn't be able to say it either. Calcium hydroxate, which is lime. Mm-hmm. And that softens it. So the first bit then becomes hominy. And then if you dry it and grind it, then you've got grits. And then you go on and you've got some tortillas and some corn chips.
I was watching a show on TV this week, and the original grinding of the corn, the machine was a gritter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting.
And I think that was I don't know if that was in America or Britain. I forgot, but it was called a gritter. I was really surprised with that.
Well, I am
hence
surprised
the word
grits. Well, you think all ancient cultures ground grains
with big stones.
That's exactly right. So you have the mills, etc. Corn is America's #1 crop. So that's how our love of corn products and corn syrup is in a lot of stuff. But things are incidentally gluten-free as well because
there's corn.
That's exactly right. So it's not just for the chip connoisseur.
Yep. So if you were gluten intolerant, have a corn chip.
That's exactly right. Maybe not the just double check the extra super duper flavors. But if you want like Fritos, definitely, because that's just
plain
it.
Corn chips.
And also for the pyromaniac, do you know that you can use Doritos as kindling?
So like if you're camping, you bring your chips with you.
Yeah.
Right? And then you could use them because of the amount of oil in them, but they would smell good also when you're trying to use them as kindling. But just think of the thing now, you're out camping, it's a nice day and blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden it gets cold at night.
Yes.
And somebody says, well, where's the Cheetos? I need the Fritos. I need to do kindling. Oh, I ate them. We're going to freeze tonight because you ate the kindling.
I really, in my head, I think it was a bunch of drunk boys that came up with this, that tested this theory.
Yeah, just burning down anything, right?
Yeah.
But you know that also, speaking of how versatile corn is,
Yes.
in McDonald's in America,
Mhm.
everything you eat there is derived from corn in some form.
I completely believe that.
So soda, corn syrup.
That's right.
They use cornmeal in their buns.
Soft serve would have corn syrup.
Yes.
All the ice
The
cream.
beef is corn fed.
I didn't think about that. Oh wait,
Yeah.
hang on. What about the pickles? Oh, they might have corn syrup in the brine.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Maybe, but
That might be the exception.
But I think a lot of people just chuck the pickles. I know we like them.
I like the pickles. I'll chuck the pickles. I'll take those pickles.
I think there's pickles all over the roof of many McDonald's all over the world.
Yeah. And then did you mention nachos?
I did mention nachos.
Oh, but there's also the Irish nachos.
Okay.
Have a little bit of Irish in you, darling.
It sounds like a bad joke. What is an Irish nacho?
Well, instead of corn chips, they use potatoes, like
what?
French fries.
Do you know what? I know of a version of that
Yeah.
called tachos.
Tachos?
Because it's tater tots.
Oh,
Here we use potato chips.
Yeah.
That's
good.
And
I was going to say one other thing while I'm
Yes.
still thinking about, because
Yes.
I'll lose it and they'll forget about saying this. We're talking about versus and how it is so dominant in America and everything is these big cornfields.
Yes.
And there's a great song by Iris DeMint, like DeMint.
yes.
Okay. Called Acres of Corn.
Oh, yes. I know you love that
Yeah, I
song.
love that song.
It's
It
a
just
very
reminds me
sad-
of Kansas, and it's a sad song. And I could just, because I've been through cornfields of Kansas where miles and miles, and that comes right to my mind. It's like a type of song that you associate with something.
Oh, that's lovely.
Mm.
We'll have to, maybe we can organize a link to that song. There have to be a video on YouTube, and we can do that.
Yeah, but the videos are, there is one with her
There has
singing
to
it.
be
There's some
something.
doing a cover on it too.
Oh, well, let's move to fun facts briefly, because
Okay.
that ties in, because there is a fun fact. In 2012, a Minneapolis-based group, YN Rich Kids, were all about, I think the oldest might be 13,
Yeah.
had a viral summer music hit called, here he is.
Okay, hot Cheetos and Tuckies. Hot Cheetos and Tuckies. I can't get enough.
It's Hot Cheetos and
And
Tuckies.
Tuckies. It's sort of like the Shark song. Yeah?
So Tuckies are another corn chip that are so popular. I'm not surprised
I
there's
know.
a song about it.
And the first time we brought Takis in,
No one wanted them.
nobody wanted them.
I know.
Nobody wanted them.
And I would have eaten them, but they're a bit too hot for me, because I remember that the couple stores
they're
ago.
rolled and fried.
And we just got some in, and they go out the door as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and they come in Fiego and Nitro.
That's right. And
So hot and hotter.
I bought the guacamole ones because I thought they might be, a little bit less hot.
Right.
I just gave them to someone at work. I
Okay.
can't remember who it was. And Doritos were the top tortilla chip brand, in which we're going to talk about the difference between tortilla chips and corn chips too. In the U.S. in 2015, with over 1.3 billion in sales.
Wow.
I mean that billions, and how much are you paying a bag? Not much.
No.
That's a lot.
Yes.
Tostitos came in second because we have those as well. They're more like a restaurant
See,
style.
the Tostitos are probably more to the original.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
although they're nice and thin and they're good,
Yeah.
and they had sales of 601 million. So they
That's
were
all?
that- well,
Pepsi Cola should just dump that product. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
we'll just see, because they have with those, it's a different sort of thing that you're looking at. Doritos you kind of have in the back of the car or in the school bag.
Yeah.
The Tostitos, they're more when you have people over, and they come up with those little baskets too, those cute little baskets.
Mhm.
Actually, when we talk about recipes, let's go back to that, because I know there's very gorgeous you can make a little hors d'oeuvre with those.
Yeah. And decorate your plate. We'll talk about the chili.
Yes, we will. We have got,
Okay, we'll talk about those when we come back. So right now we'll take our first little break. And just like last week, we'll have a little bit of coffee in between. Okay, we're back from our coffee break. And we'll get into about corn chips, about the origin and the difference. So in 1940s, a lady named Rebecca Webb Carranza Carranza, was using misshapen tortillas and rejected them from her factory. And that's how they basically came up with the tortilla. So they started a tortilla factory, and from the tortilla factory, what didn't get cut properly, they made a tortilla out of it. And it's all happened in Southwest LA.
Perfect. Well, and the thing is, it's just no waste. Like, how smart business. Some of the greatest stuff came from not wasting a thing.
Yep. Breadcrumbs.
That's exactly right. And, I don't know I don't know how it is. Like, our town had sort of 2 Mexican restaurants and 2 tortilla factories. Yeah. So people, with towns with a large Mexican population, people buy their tortillas every day. Mm-hmm. So, with those offcuts, I think I read she did like a nickel a bag for the chips.
Yeah, and her brother was out in the back selling the other nickel bags, right? You want a nickel bag? No, you got to go see the other one. Go see Rebecca. She has
she has the right one. Well, yes. So.
Good combination there, because they get the munchies in the back and they come back and get more chips. It just is like they never leave.
Oh my God. So bad.
Okay, so and then on the mass production, yes. So Jose Martinez from San Antonio, beautiful town, San Antonio, Texas.
I've never been. I do have
to go to San Antonio and all that part of Texas, really nice, a lot of history. So he was the first one to mass produce it. So he found that using lots of extra masa, then he started to toast up the pieces and started making it into chips.
Well, again. You got more stuff, you got extra things to do, and you do. And this sort of makes it a true, like, Mexican-American dish. Yeah. Because, the ingenuity of doing it. And what I was saying, you didn't used to see tortilla chips in Mexico because it was just our gig.
But it's nice that the origins came from, Rebecca Carranza.
I think it's Carranza.
And Jose Martinez instead of George, McDonald.
Right. Well, let me bring you to the next one.
Okay. Because we go. Oh, now we go to George McDonald.
Because we do. And then, again, the Great American ripoff at times too.
Yeah, but he didn't invent it.
He didn't invent it.
He did a different play on it.
He bought a recipe. Charles Elmer Doolin, which does not sound like Martinez or Carranza at all.
No.
He was actually looking for something to go. He made ice cream. He wanted some snacks to go with his ice cream. Mm-hmm. This didn't go with it, but he found a gentleman by the name of Gustavo Holguin, who was making these little fried treats. So fritos means little fried things in Spanish. Okay. So he was making these little fritos, and he thought that is a great idea. And that is basically the cornmeal before it's pressed and cooked and made in tortillas. Mm-hmm. So prior to that, so it's like a heavier sort of mix. And he was making that and frying it and selling it in little bags as well.
So did he sell that off to Fritos or he?
Well, Charles said, "Hey man, let me take that off your hands. I think I can help you with that."
Free Cheetos for the lifetime now?
No, nothing. He got $100.
$100.
Well, although in 1932, that's a much better deal than some of the other people we've talked about.
Almost buy a house, at least a cow for $100.
That's exactly. And I don't feel so bad because Charles's wife had to pawn her jewelry for the $100.
For the $100.
Yeah.
So that's how the Kingston Trio came out with that song,
What?
Hang down your head, Charles Doolin. Down your head and cry.
I had to sing that in music class with Dolores and Sister Monica had us sing that. Yes. So then he started mass producing what we now know as Fritos in his kitchen. Mm-hmm. So those are the different corn chips. So they're not a tortilla chip, they are corn chips.
See, and he wanted to do it with ice cream. But to do it with ice cream, because you need the sweet one, so you need to do it with the cinnamon and sugar.
Oh, that's like buñuelos. Yes. My mom used to fry a flour tortilla. I know that's not the normal. And then she'd make a little jack-o'-lantern face in it. Yeah. She'd cut it out, and then she'd fry him and dip him in orange sugar and cinnamon. And I'd take him to school. And
just thinking about it. You've been to Mexican restaurants. You had Mexican desserts.
Yes.
And what's always on it?
Fried ice cream.
And what is fried ice cream?
It's just ice cream, probably in the chips.
In the chip thing with the cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah.
There we go. Wow, I never knew that.
Hang on. How come fried ice cream is at Chinese restaurants as well?
But they do it in a wonton batter or something.
Right. Something different.
They don't do it in the same batter. They do it in the batter. They do the prawns and stuff in.
Are you
and
sure?
then they put honey on it.
Oh yeah, no, I know it's good. I have made my I've come acquainted with fried ice cream when I see it. But Carlos and Luigi's used to have it, so that was half Mexican, half Italian restaurant at home. Who comes up with these things? Yes.
Thank God they do.
They do.
If it wasn't for them, Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers will be totally gone.
That's
we wouldn't
exactly
need them.
right. Gee, let me a quick aside. Brendan and I went back for a visit one time, and we decided at the beginning of the trip we were going to try every fast food thing that we ever wanted, just like no holds barred. We're just going. I couldn't fit my rings on by day 3. I think it took us a good 3 years to recover from that. We didn't even get to buy clothes because we couldn't button anything.
Yeah.
But it was good.
But I really think that Oprah,
Yes.
right? She's the CEO
Of Weight Watchers.
of Weight Watchers. She should be lighting novenas for all the fast food restaurants that surround her.
That's exactly right. They're keeping her in business.
Yes.
Now we'll talk about our tradition, how they all started. I think before it became commercialized, was you go to a Mexican restaurant and they were doing what we talked before: some chips in the back, stale tortillas. If they didn't get, I can't imagine tortillas not being all eaten, but
Right.
they wouldn't have been
Mhm.
on the table right in front of you, and you might have like a chunky salsa.
Yeah, a hot one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you get maybe a tapatio salsa as well.
And
extra
the
hot
chips
sauce.
were always warm. They always kept them in a warmer.
You can see the salt on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you eat all that, and you have a margarita. By the time the food comes out, like, oh God, I'm done.
Yeah, I can't take the combination of 2 tostadas and it. No.
Yeah, we talked about it the other week with Richie's.
Yes,
a supplier of great salsa that is restaurant type that you would get in LA or in California, probably even in Texas.
It's magnificent.
At a salsa bar. So that's the best tortilla salsa in Australia.
Well, and
the most authentic, I should say.
Absolutely. I have had nothing like it since I've been here.
Yeah.
Also, we've got the best sort of traditional, maybe closest to that, through La Tortilleria. So we've got their blue and white corn chips.
Yeah. And they don't call them corn chips, right? They call them...
What do they call them? I think they changed it. Totopas. So I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like that. It looks like a corn chips, but
but they're thick and they're crunchy and they're perfect with Richie's salsa, because I do know I bought a bag of those.
And you probably if you put them in a warm oven for about 5 minutes, and they come out, and you just think you're back home.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just get a mariachi band.
I had made tortilla chips out of their tortillas here before, because we had some, and I was like, I had cracked them.
Yep.
So I didn't steam them enough before I used them, so I just fried them up. You can just have a little taste of home with that.
So you have that, and then you go on Google Play or iTunes and do Linda Ronstadt, and she had 2 albums done in Spanish, and put that in the background because she does it with the mariachi players. Unbelievable. She had such a great voice.
Oh, beautiful
voice of an angel.
She did and does. I remember seeing her on Sesame Street myself, but I have a mariachi band story for you too.
Yeah.
I went home. My friend Constance was married to Richard and Mackenzie. So my eldest was 3 at the time. So she came over with me, and they had a mariachi band. And Mackenzie, this little 3-year-old girl, followed the mariachi band to every table where they played. It's like, where's the baby? Where's the band? Yeah. There she is over there. It was magic.
And then how much did you have to tip the band?
I did no tipping.
Oh.
I think Constance's dad might have had to do a few bit of that. I do miss a good mariachi band. They had them at their wedding too. It's awesome. So we have that as like the home sort of usual thing, restaurant.
Where it all started.
That's
where
right.
People really got introduced to it.
And Mom would say that Porfi's had better chips than Miguel's, and I would agree. And then it kind of got commercialized more, so you could have snacks. So that kind of already happened with Fritos a bit.
Right. And then the Doritos came into play.
That's right. 1966 Doritos first came on the market.
See, like in New York, we didn't have that. We had Dipsy Doodles.
Oh, cute. I can't imagine a tough New Yorker saying, "Give me the Dipsy Doodles."
Can I have a Dipsy Doodle, please? What do you want with that? Yeah?
An egg cream and your Dipsy Doodle.
Yeah. But a Dipsy Doodle, that was made by Weiser Ketchup, been around since 1929, still there in America. And Gypsy Doodles were basically a Frito,
Oh, fantastic.
but with wedges, like
waves.
like Ruffles.
Oh, so it's like kind of a sun chip. Some people might know the same shape.
Yeah, it has ruffles, but it tastes like a Frito.
Well, that would hold dip better with some ridges in that. That sounds yum.
Yeah.
Dude, we should try to get some of those
Well,
in, Mr. Bertino.
We did have them, but nobody recognizes them for what they are because they're relabeled as a kosher brand called Lieber's. But the box they come in says Wise, So.
Well, it's like all that, the combination, like Doritos has Tapatio. So there's like Tapatio flavored Doritos. So they're like companies hand in hand. Yeah. So the kosher market doesn't have to worry about it. They know Lieber's is kosher.
Yes, it is.
And then, it's funny because I looked into Cheetos and I was like, because they're made out of corn.
Yeah.
But they're not a corn chip, or, you don't think of it.
It's a popcorn. It's like a popcorn, basically.
That comes from cheese and Fritos. That's how
Cheetos.
That's how that came. So, and the ones that made me think of that, so 1948, Cheetos were born, and we cannot keep those in stock. People will, cut their firstborn for hot Cheetos. Mm-hmm. But they also have the different flavors, which I think Wise cheese doodles.
Yeah. Well, see, they like playing with your doodle. Wise. So you got the cheese doodles, the dipsy doodles.
Oh my God. Phil. I'm moving on.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Mr. Wise, but
I don't know. Maybe he came in with Uncle Ray.
Yeah, he must have. He got arrested somewhere.
And you got the Hers cheese curls and all of that.
So I guess that's why they can't call them, because they're, even though they're the same like product, but they have to give it a different name, so they call it cheese curls.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And Tostitos came into the market in 1978. So that's people probably wanting more restaurant feel to that. And that kind of leads us to the dips.
Yep.
Because you've got queso in a jar. You've got Fritos bean dip. Not to mention all the salsas.
Yeah. And the bean dip is nothing but
it's refried beans.
Refried beans, yeah, in a smaller can.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So sounds like cat food when you open the top.
Yeah, but I never could understand. Do you eat that dip warm or cold? Because cold is pretty awful.
Yeah, no, I would heat it up.
Yeah.
But it's in a metal can, so you can't do it in the microwave.
Yeah, you got to take it out of the can and maybe put a little cheese on it to melt down into it.
Yeah, and the jalapeno one is good too. And we also have the, corn chip versus potato chip. And potato chip won, the market for years. Yeah. But, corn chips are just like biting their rear end, trying to get in there. They're just about 1 year it wins, 1 year potato chips wins. But there's Super Bowl ads for the Doritos Super Bowl ads and all that. They do their marketing is quite interesting when it comes to corn chips.
But you think about, they were advertising for Super Bowls for people to eat the chips, but they should have been doing those advertising before the Super Bowl, so they go out and buy them and then eat them at the game.
Well, it's true, but 1 year, I can't think of the name of the campaign, but they had a whole bunch of people. So before the game, they had people make their own Doritos commercials. So they filmed them themselves, to make their own little viral one. I personally would rather see like one of those multi-million-dollar productions with,
But some of the people could be very.
That was very creative.
Creative, yeah.
And I think we're trying to fill things in. We'll talk about this when it's Super Bowl time. My favorite part of Super Bowl is, of course, the commercials, and you can kind of see what's changing on the snack market at the same time as well. There was also a bit of statistic. Corn chips were the number one COVID snack.
And did they have the number one drink to go, alcoholic drink, which was Corona?
Oh my God, Phil. No, they did not. But you think right now, at least you feel better if you're having a little bit of a vegetable, I suppose.
So speaking of vegetables and food, let's move on to what do we do with corn chips and their relationship with food or in food, or what do we make with it?
Well, you tell me, like Frito pie is an amazing invention. That's just, you open a little bag of Fritos. Yeah. And then what do? You stick chili.
Oh, and that's a pie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking chili pie like a apple pie, Oh,
no. That's the other show we do.
Okay. But that came about with the state fairs, I believe.
That's exactly
I
right.
remember going to Texas, and that was a big thing there. People would just get a bag of, the vendors, a bag of Cheetos or Fritos or whatever, they want to put over it.
Yep.
Slice it open and either put, nacho cheese sauce on it or put chili or put both, and just think about it. Even just like thinking outside, like you can make, you got leftover Fredo sauce. You can put it on your Cheetos
absolutely.
or Bolognese, so
Anything, and it's got its own little bowl because
it's made out of aluminum.
Yeah, or kind of plasticky metal.
Well, it's a metal type.
Yeah,
and they don't leak.
No, so you can just eat it and just, you might just have to lick your fingers.
Yeah,
but that's all right. That's what you do anyway.
Well, if you go to a state fair, everything is finger food. Right?
And it's good because, like, if I make chili, which I do, different games, I'll make a big pot of chili and then I'll have crushed saltines and I'll have crushed corn chips as well, and then sour cream and whatever you want to put on it because it's.
Oh, okay. So you sprinkle it on your chili.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Because it just adds that crunch and it has that nice corn taste.
That's sort of like the fellows we were watching on YouTube a few months back, where they did like this blind tasting test, and they were breading, I think, pork chops.
Right.
And they were using things like Flaming Hot Cheetos. They're using Fritos. They're using the honey mustard ones, and grinding them down in a blender, and then using that as the blend as your breading instead of using breadcrumbs.
Oh, that's fantastic!
And the tastes, and some of the tastes, they said some of them were pretty ordinary, but then some of them were just like outrageous.
Well, but if I fry fish, I usually do a cornmeal sort of, cornmeal and cornstarch on it, so it's crunchy. It's no different if I grind up.
Yes, some Fritos or Doritos. Yeah.
That's exactly right. So again, there's our use of not wasting anything as well.
Yes.
And you used to do a special dish when you had
I had a little takeaway thing, and so people were just flipping out. I used to make vegetarian chili, right? And then being in the restaurant, so it's cold stuff, and then you got to heat it up. So what I did was I put it into a bowl. So I heated it up for about a minute to get the chill off it, then took it back out, and then put a piece of American cheese on top of it. And then melted it down, so it's another 30 seconds. And then after that, so it was a round bowl, I got the triangular
tortilla chips,
and then stick it in around the outer side of the bowl into the chili, and it looks like a sunflower.
Oh, how pretty.
And people were just flipping out. Oh, how look good. Might not taste that good, but it looks really, really good. I mean, if you want to impress somebody, that with little effort, you can't, it's summertime now, but once it starts getting chilly, like next week here, because we start off the week in winter.
That's right.
We're going into extreme summer now.
Don't put away your winter clothes because you always need them.
But if you're making a bit of chili, it's just so easy to do.
Oh, how cute.
And it looks just, you put it on somebody's in front of them, they don't want to eat it. They want to take a picture of it.
That's not, that you were pre-Instagram, Phil. You missed your moment.
I missed it. Yeah. Oh, another thing just went right over my head.
You're just ahead of your time. Well, that's also like when Mom used to do those buñuelos, and they were like little jack-o'-lanterns, and I'd take them into school at Halloween, or you'd cut out like a Christmas tree shape, and you'd do it at Christmas.
Right.
And then, some kids were nice to me for about a week or so after that, or a week prior. And there's some people that are even getting, that whole salty sweet thing that, as a people we like, getting hot Doritos or hot chips and then dipping them in chocolate, like dark chocolate. Yeah. So you've got that
melted dark chocolate.
Yeah, and do it.
And then with the ice cream, I guess.
You could do that.
Or the Mexican coffee we spoke about last week.
It's all very good.
Now, the other thing that, doing a little bit of research also, is using the Doritos in your salad. So they do sell in America. They'll sell strips of tortilla strips that are fried, and you put them on your salad instead of croutons. So, and there's some really good restaurants. So you got like a Southwestern corn chip salad. So where you're doing lettuce and shredded cheese, and you drain some pinto beans and mix it all together. Put some ranch dressing onto it, and then crunch up your whichever flavor you like of your corn chip on top of it.
Maybe a bit of Cool Ranch. That would be yummy. I forgot about the tortilla chips on
and
it.
then another version, I guess, is use canned corn. You drain it.
Yeah.
Or you use frozen corn and cook it and let it cool. And then red and green peppers.
Oh, pretty.
Right? Chop them up. Black beans, drain those out. You just use the beans. Some cheddar again. and then crunch up your.
Oh,
And how
nice.
healthy and nice is that for, especially this time of year?
Yeah, salads are great.
Yeah.
Like, and when you do a bit of,
And then when you put the beans in there, you
Yes.
get your protein and stuff too. So you're getting almost like a meal out of it.
oh, it would be a meal.
And if you put some like cooked chicken into
Yeah,
it and
you
stuff,
could grill some chicken.
yeah, that's it. Here's one dish, you're done.
Now my stomach was growling last week. It's happening again this week.
Sorry.
That's all right. And look, speaking of like putting the flavor in that you like, I did a bit of research about, wacky flavors of corn chips. Japan wins. They get the gold medal.
Yeah, I see. They have.
Yeah. There's quite a few.
Probably not all at the same time, but probably at different times of the year they bring out different flavors.
I know. They are amazing, the flavors that they put in. I was lucky enough to go with Mackenzie, and we would just go to 7-Eleven and just be agog looking at all the corn chips. How awesome it was. So USA has their base range, which is, cheese, Cool Ranch, nacho cheese,
Yeah, flaming hot lemon.
and then spicy ranch, and the Tapatio.
Yep.
And then Australia, we've just got not much.
Well, they tried doing some, but they're like, why would you have? Even Sean in our house he drinks nothing but
Mountain Dew.
right, and they Mountain Dew Doritos here.
Yes.
He said they were awful. I'm waiting for them to do the beetroot one.
Ooh.
My favorite food, right? Beetroot.
Yeah, I know you love that.
Yeah.
it's-
Oh, God.
I bring salads in or something, and it's got beets in. He's he
Yeah.
has to leave the room.
Well, now they have. They just reintroduced the Aussie burger at McDonald's,
I saw
and of
that.
course there's beetroot in it. Like,
Well,
oh, come on! How to ruin a basic burger?
well, they could do like a Vegemite one.
Yeah,
Vegemite Doritos.
I think they have
that's
done
salty.
that already.
Have they? They could do the Vegemite and cheese.
Yes.
But pretty much it's just you look at the same things. They have the plain ones and maybe 3 other flavors, and that's it.
But you go back to Japan. I mean, some of the flavor wasabi mayo.
Yum.
Now I bought that little kipi.
Yeah, cheapy.
Yeah, and
Kipi
they
mayo.
made wasabi mayo. If you find that at any of the Japanese stores or any of the international
Get
stores,
it?
buy it. Okay, and just put it on. I put it on French fries, or I was doing the sweet potato fries.
Yes.
On that, it's just like so good.
Uh-huh.
Then they got tuna and mayo.
Yeah, that's like the
Mhm.
sandwich at Conrad's Diner.
Sausage. I don't know what kind of sausage they would use. Right.
I don't know.
Cheese and almond. That's pretty weird. You never think about putting cheese with almonds.
No, and I don't know why. Because, is it the sweet almond sort of marzipan-y thing? Or is it, I don't know.
No, we have to go to Japan now. Fried chicken.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Right.
Fondue. Why is fondue there and not in France?
Well, yeah, because France has olive. That's their flavor.
Yeah.
I don't
Roe and mayo.
This is a little
Mhm.
caviar.
A little caviar. Sesame chicken.
Yes, I can.
Garlic. Winter crab.
Winter crab as opposed to.
Summer crab.
We've got shrimp mayonnaise.
Yeah. Yuzu and plum and cheese. That's another weird. No.
Well, it's worth the
I'll stick with the
taste around-
wasabi.
Okay,
I think the
you stick with that?
wasabi be really nice. Like, you buy those wasabi green beans.
Oh, I love
Oh,
those.
God, they're so good.
But not with the.
And also
roe.
the almonds with wasabi and soy.
Oh, that is so good.
Yeah, the blue diamonds. Oh,
Yeah, blue tongue.
that is
People
yeah,
from
another
my hometown. And the Netherlands have a very good flavor.
one. Yeah, cool American. Hey, yeah.
Turkey, yogurt, and mint.
That should be nice.
That would be nice
Like a
and
gyro,
refreshing.
you
Yeah,
know?
that is exactly right.
India, the tandoori.
Yeah.
Also should be nice, but they should do tandoori and sour cream.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Or you
Yeah.
can just dip it in a sour cream dip.
Mhm.
And we've got black garlic.
Yeah, these are other unknowns, so you don't
Yeah.
know where these came from.
No, they just said the weird flavors. Clam chowder. I do not know why you'd make a clam chowder Dorito.
Well, just think of it again. If you're having clam chowder, right?
Oh, well, you could use it.
Why not just put Fritos over it?
But
I mean, you eat it out of a bowl of bread, right?
yes.
And when you get to the bread, it's like, first of all, clam chowder is filling. right?
It is very much so.
And then when you eat a little bit of the bread, and then what do you do with the rest? Give it to the birds?
You just chuck it. You don't eat the bread. It's for the experience.
Yeah, I know. So you're spending another $6 more to have it in a thing of bread instead of a bowl. Give it to me in a bowl because I don't want the bread. Just give me some saltine crackers on top,
right.
or some Cheetos.
Well, that would be good too. So cheesy.
Nice. Yes.
Third degree burn, scorch, and habanero. That sounds like our customers would love that one.
And we have that, right?
I don't know if we have that exact one. We do have super hot ones. We actually have a chip.
It claims to be
the world's hottest chip, and it's got Carolina Reaper, Scorpion, and Ghost chilies in it. And I took some to. We had a New Year's Day celebration with friends, and I saw. Was it 4 of you? There were 4 men sitting there.
These are men that you didn't like?
Men. Well, we loved them.
They didn't like you afterwards.
It was after a day of enjoying themselves. Mm-hmm. And the first one of our friends just shoved the whole thing in his mouth. I'm like, stop, don't do that. Wait, you just nibble it. And then he's like, everyone cleared their sinuses. They were all of them trying not. They had bright red faces and their eyes were watering. It was someone's going to the ladies. You have any, like, we're not stupid.
I like the next one, the roulette bag.
Yes.
Yeah, put it on 33. Okay, yeah.
So there's like a couple of hot chips in that one. So regular nacho cheese, and then a couple that'll take your head off. So it's Russian roulette or just roulette. And then they've got like the rainbow bag for Pride, which is awesome as well. They all taste like cheese, but you've got, all the colors of the rainbow. And
artificially colored.
Artificially colored? Well, I don't know if you can use blueberry to make things blue. I haven't looked at the back of the bag, but I would say it would be. Yeah. And blue corn, we have the blue corn chips in, and you can see them, and we have the Garcia, that do the multiple ones, so red, blue,
and the yellow.
And the yellow. So those have 20% more protein blue chips in them, which means it's supposed to be better for you.
So the blue chips have more protein than the white corn.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. But you're still frying them, so I don't know if you just want to feel better about it.
Well, frying is good. We talk about frying all the time. Frying and alcohol, that's like the 2 big things.
It's what made America great.
Speaking of frying and alcohol. The last time I was in Texas, we went to the state fair. One of the, they always have a special, what the prize winner of the fair, of the foods that go with it. And it's always, of course, there's always something that's fried, right?
Well, that's fair.
They had fried beer.
How do you do fried beer, Phil?
Well, basically, you have like a little pastry thing, and you inject beer into the center of it, which has a hole in it. Right. And then you tighten it back up and you fry it.
So it's like a pops in your beer pop.
But if you go to anybody wants to see the whole history of that, just go Google Texas State Fair. And then there's a whole page that shows you all the winners by year.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, like fried butter.
I saw that one. Yeah. I saw fried butter. I don't understand it, but
one of the times we were there was fried jambalaya.
Ooh.
And that was good. It was like an arancini.
I was going to say, you make a little bowl of it and then put it through. There are Christina Tosi, she's a chef that does she works for Momofuku. She is this little tiny lady, and there's a special on her on Netflix, and she goes to the state fair to get ideas. This little skinny that she goes, I'll have like a fried Twinkie. Yep, I'll have that fried Mars bar. Yep, it made me think she's skinny and ate 27 fried things just there. I don't know how she did it.
But it was the other 364 days that she's not doing it.
Or I didn't see her arteries. We didn't have a close-up of that either.
Okay, well, that brings us to the end of this section.
Yes.
And we'll be back in a moment with the secret code.
I'm staying out of it this week.
Okay, we're back. And listen closely for the secret code. Now, this is from a movie quote. So the code word is more than one. It's chips, dips, chains, and whips.
Oh, my God.
I'll say it again.
Please don't.
Chips, dips, chains, and whips.
I'm going to have to separate you two
Ah,
at the
okay.
end of it. All right, moving on from that.
So what movie was that from?
Well, one of my favorites.
Ah, see? There you
Weird
go.
Science.
Weird Science. There you go.
Kelly LeBrock says it, and it is amazing, but it's not for a family show. So we have to go to our address. We are at, if you want to come down there and not say that word because it's online only, those words. It is 73 Cochrane's Road, Moorabbin. We are open Monday through Thursday, 10 to 5. Friday, we are open during daylight savings. We're open from 10 to 8. Saturday, 10 to 5 again, and Sunday, 11 to 3.
And if you need to talk to us, get in chat to us, get us at podcast@usafoods.com.au. We always welcome all your comments and your little stories.
Yes, and any suggestions would be awesome as well.
Yes.
So we have our usual. We have Leslie has stated when she heard that we were talking about corn chips that she was talking about there's lots of flavors, and she goes, those flavored chips make more sales for sodas. Is that they're either really salty or fiery. It's a racket.
Yep.
And she's right.
Well,
Who
because
owns them?
PepsiCo.
That's exactly
So
right.
Pepsi owns Frito.
So they want you to have some saltiness so you can buy your 7-Up, Pepsi, whatever.
Yeah, and they also own Quaker. So I'm just waiting for them to come out with fiery hot Quaker oatmeal in the morning.
Big red cinnamon oatmeal.
Yeah.
How good would that be?
Wake you right up. Yeah.
That's it.
You want a cup of Joe with that? Yeah.
You need some Mylanta. And my mom was talking about how Fritos have always been her favorite. That's her little, guilty pleasure. There were usually little bags of Fritos around my house if you needed something. Because, again, it did feel like you weren't being too bad. And they used to have the little single-serve bags way before Doritos did, like for lunch boxes and things. So that was smart on their behalf. Although if you eat 3 in a row, it's not like you're having a small one. That could be my problem.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
But this morning, right?
Yes.
I just felt like having eggs and stuff.
Yeah.
So I made 2 eggs, but then I'm thinking about, I still got the Richie salsa in there. Ooh. And I wanted to make the
huevos rancheros.
Thank you, huevos rancheros.
Right.
So I wanted to make the huevos rancheros, and I said, I don't have a corn tortilla to fry up on the bottom.
Yeah.
Now just think about this. So if you want to make huevos rancheros, okay. So do up your eggs, and your bacon and all that, and then have your nice fresh salsa over it, and then crunch up a bunch of Fritos over the top, and you got the same taste. It all goes down the same way.
It does,
and it's less work.
Now you need a stock of Fritos in the cupboard.
Yeah,
that would be nice. Yeah. I think I might need something like that today.
Yeah, well, I just had sometimes I just felt like having, my body saying, no, you need some protein. You got too much carbs.
Well, and the salsa's good. You've got all you got the veggies in there as well.
And all the antioxidants from the tomatoes and stuff.
That's the good way to look at that too. And I'm sure the chilies are good for you as well. Well, we're going to discuss some other yummy things with when we come back with some Nat Nosh.
Okay, we're back again. Now we're into our favorite part of the show, Nat Nosh Day.
Yum.
So for the next 7 days, here they are. On today, Wednesday, January 27th, National Chocolate Cake Day.
Yum.
It keeps on coming up.
Well, there must be an affinity for chocolate cake. Have you had a bad chocolate cake? Even if it's bad, you can put stuff on it to make it good.
Yeah. Now, what's your best chocolate cake you ever eaten?
Oh, look. There's 2. I've had a really good, technically made, magnificent chocolate cake. But I've also had your boyfriend dumps you, right? And you need a Sara Lee chocolate cake out of the freezer, not even fully defrosted, with a fork. Oh. Sometimes I think that's better than...
And the best part was scraping the sticks on the bottom, right? Okay.
That's right. Yeah. What about you?
It has to be, in New York when we lived in Brooklyn, the blackout cake made by Entenmann's.
Oh, so that has all sorts of
it's just
chocolate in it.
Chocolate and fudgy chocolate and just rich and layered and layered and layered and just chocolate upon chocolate.
Jeanette?
Yeah. And speaking of Jeanette, her also homemade was, we talked about it before, the Bacardi rum cake. Chocolate rum cake. Oh, just magnificent.
Mom used to make it, but she'd make the vanilla rum cake, but chocolate would be even better. I do find it funny here that every birthday seems to be the Woolworths mud cake here. Yeah.
And it's like glue.
It's icky.
Right?
No, it's gross. Yeah. But, sorry. I'm sure there's plenty of people who love it. Yeah. And tomorrow is National Blueberry Pancake Day.
So is that blueberries in the pancakes or on top of the pancakes? How do you like your blueberries?
I like blueberry syrup. I like blueberry on top. Because I don't know if I like things in my pancakes. I like my pancake.
Yeah, it makes them too soft. But except for Jeanette does have a paleo recipe or something like that, making ricotta pancakes.
Oh, yum.
With the blueberries in it. And then the maple syrup on top. That's really nice.
That would be really yum. And I think the first time I ever saw it, because I suppose my area, we just had pancakes. That's it. Yeah, and you might have different syrups.
Well, the only place that you had all the different syrups, IHOP.
I was going to say,
right, IHOP.
I went to IHOP for the first time. I was like, there's blueberry pancakes? Yeah. I will try that. I love that. And you get the big container of coffee on the table, the thermos. Friday. Well, we've already really covered this.
Yeah. Corn chip day.
Corn chip day. Yeah. And it deserves a day. It really does.
Day in American history.
That's exactly right.
And then moving on, Saturday the 30th, almost at the end of the month already, is National Croissant Day.
Yum.
Croissant. And there are croissants and there are croissants.
And there are crescents.
Right. And there's crescents, Okay.
Do you know the difference between, so if you get a croissant that's made straight across, and there's croissants that are curved, one is margarine and one is butter.
Ooh.
I learned that when I was eating my way through as many croissants as I could do.
But if anybody's interested in having outrageous croissants without waiting hours online, because there's some places that you wait forever.
Yes.
So if you're at our shop,
go
down, come out, go to the right, but you can't. You got to make a U-turn.
Yes.
Go down to the main street where the traffic light is, and that's Chesterfield Road.
Yep.
Turn left. Before you get to the next light on your right-hand side is Matisse Bakery.
Matisse Bakery.
Yes. Go in there, get their croissants. They are authentic as you can get. The chocolate ones they have. They also have the almond ones, and the escargot little pastries, and their sourdough bread is real sourdough. It's not this artificial sourdough stuff you get in supermarkets.
Beautiful. Yeah. I've been lucky enough to have a few of those. Thank you, Mr. Bertina. On Sunday, oh God, here we are again. Went how many days? 1, 2 without alcohol?
Not enough.
No. Brandy Alexander Day. Now we have talked about Brandy Alexander's.
Yes, we have.
You are a.
And then you told me that you made it the next day or the same day.
Yes, to quote Brendan, when we say we're going to make it, we do.
Yes.
So that was very lovely. Over Christmas, we had Brandy Alexander's.
I got another one. You ever heard of a Monte Carlo?
No.
Not the sandwich.
No.
Or the
there is a sandwich, the Monte Carlo sandwich, which sounds magnificent.
Yes, because it's fried and grilled. Yes. But a Monte Carlo, I ran across it yesterday, just browsing around. Mm-hmm. It's brandy, which is like 3/4 brandy, 1/4 of Benedictine.
Ooh.
Shake it up in a thing and pour it just pour it in a not a brandy glass, but in a martini glass. Okay. And I don't even think you put anything on it. It was just that simple.
Do we have both things in the cupboard?
It's like a rusty nail,
Yes.
And then if you change it around, then you can make a Monte Carlos.
Right.
By using tequila.
Ooh, so 3/4 tequila?
Yes.
And then done?
And then floor.
And then you just lose track. And
that goes with your corn chips. So
we can always bring it back.
It's like with guacamole, right?
Yes.
I can't think of guacamole without having a margarita. I don't know why.
That's true.
Well,
they go together. That is like peas and corn. They go together.
Now let's go to a non-alcoholic drink, which is on the same day. It's National Hot Chocolate Day. Not the weather here for hot chocolate.
Not right now.
But in America it is.
It is. And do you know the trendiest thing at the moment on Pinterest?
Yeah.
Hot chocolate bombs. So you get like a a sphere mold, right?
Mhm.
And so you fill it with melt some chocolate,
Right.
put it inside. Then
Oh.
you take them out. You put hot chocolate mix, like Swiss mix.
Yeah.
And you put little things like little mini marshmallows or whatever you want in it. And you kind of heat up the other one on, a little hot plate, make a bowl out of it.
Right.
And then you get it warm milk or hot milk. And then you just dump it in it and it melts in it.
And it blows up.
It blows up and you just stir it.
Wow. What a mess. Okay.
Well, it's, it doesn't blow out of the cup. It's
Yeah.
just cute.
But the next day, you should do it both days together because the next day is crepes day.
Oh, yeah.
So while you make your crepes, you could use that to mop up all that chocolate.
What is your favorite crepe?
Excuse me, I really don't have a favorite crepe.
I like a seafood crepe because 70s child, 70s baby. But I love crepe Suzette because I think it has alcohol on it that they set on fire.
And they set on fire.
But love it.
Wasn't there a franchise in America that did nothing but like Rosette? Yeah,
There would have been,
like
but
crepes or something. Or
yeah, there would have been. I do not know the name of it.
yeah, and they even featured it on Seinfeld.
Oh, we have to look that
Yeah,
up.
where they had the Cubans, or they weren't Cuban, they were Nicaraguans or something, rolling up
like cigars.
and they were rolling up the crepe, and they were because they rolled them so tightly, they were all the hot stuff inside was flaming all over everybody.
I will have to look. I think I missed that one. One of Mom's favorite restaurants. It's I think it's made it through COVID. Stockton is the creperie in Stockton.
Oh.
And do you know who went there? Guy Fieri.
Ah, that's why they're still there.
That's hopefully.
It brings a lot of traffic.
Well, and then Tuesday, I know how you feel about your Jello desserts
Mhm.
or Jello salads.
Yeah, but this is different. This is heavenly hash.
Yes, it is like ambrosia. So
But what's the difference between ambrosia and heavenly hash?
really not much.
I thought it was something to do with Cheech and Chong. Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense. And if you serve this to Cheech or Chong, they would be very disappointed
Oh,
with the name. But this is more, pineapple tidbits.
yeah.
I love that name. Pineapple tidbits. Pieces here. More
It's
fun.
another use of food that they were throwing away before.
That's right. And
Yeah.
then you chop up maraschino cherries, and it's got a bit of Cool Whip in it. It's,
And you put
nuts.
the marshmallows in it?
Yeah, marshmallows. And
And
you roll
the coconut?
Yep, all of that.
So it's almost the same as
It's pink ambrosia.
ambrosia. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, but ambrosia is simpler because you just open up a can of fruit salad
Sure.
and shove everything together. Yeah.
Who did that and went, look, I've made this beautiful dessert for you.
Oh, yes. A lot of time. How long did it take you to open that can? Yeah.
Oh, it's like, the best recipe out of a movie.
Yeah.
Cuppa. And that's from Steel Magnolias. It is a cup of flour, a cup of sugar, and a can of fruit salad.
And
And,
it just,
to quote Dolly, and you bake it till it's golden bubbly.
I don't think Dolly has ever. You talking about Dolly Parton?
Yes.
I don't think she ever baked anything in her life.
Well, no, this is her line in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yes.
no, I don't think she has either. But I
No.
do know it makes my teeth hurt saying the recipe.
Okay, now that brings us to our next episode to talk about.
Ooh.
Next week,
Well,
it's Super Bowl.
yeah, stuff's coming up. And Super Bowl means
Food
that's right.
and lots of it. Okay. And mostly fried.
That's if you're doing it right. That's it. A little
Yeah.
bit of beer maybe to go with the food. Although here it's early, but it's a day you can drink beer.
Yes.
Drink beer very early. So we will be talking about that and come up. What's your favorite? Does anyone have a favorite Super Bowl food treat? I know some people make coliseums out of cold cuts. I swear to God, I will show you.
Okay.
I personally like clam chowder if the Niners are in,
Mhm.
or chili is our.
Well, you should have clam chowder. That's the ex-Tom Brady team.
I don't want
Patriots
to. Do
are
not
in.
mention the Patriots.
Yeah, I
here.
know. But unfortunately, because you brought up chowder. But I would think if you're supporting the 49ers, it should be Cipino,
Well,
which is like their version of
yeah,
clam
but
chowder.
if you go to Pier 39, you get the chowder in the
and
bowl
and
that you throw away.
Yes.
Yes, but Cipino, we should have a Cipino night. Let's just work that out. It's the right season for it.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Mhm.
So,
Okay. So, and then we'll probably get into talking about some commercials. So if you have any favorite commercials also from the
yeah.
Super Bowls, let us know. We'll view them up on YouTube. And
That'd
we
be
have
great.
some of our favorites, and we'll bring them up.
And we'll
next
do
week.
some links. That will be awesome. I am looking forward to that.
Should be fun.
It should be.
See if my team makes it. Your team not.
Yeah, just
I
not
know.
talk about
We're not
it.
going to have a repeat of last year.
No, but that's okay.
Yeah, look, they got a strong team. They just had a lot of misfortunes this year, the 49ers. A lot of injuries, including George over there.
Well, hopefully, just the next season,
Yeah.
we'll probably still suck a little
No,
bit, but
I mean,
hopefully do better.
which is nice. You know, I hate to see one team dominate it, even
Yep.
though I'm a Chiefs fan. Okay. You know, they have that potential, but it's good to see upcoming teams like the Browns coming in and teams that haven't been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And finally not seeing the Patriots, but we still got Brady in there. Not yet. We don't know. This is pre-recorded.
Yes. No. Yeah, it
Maybe-
is good because it's like when I was a kid. The teams that were in when I was a kid that haven't sort of had a sniff for
Like the
years.
like, you know,
Yeah.
Buffalo, yep. They have
Absolutely.
a shot at it. Yeah. Well, we'll see you all next week.
All right. See you later, y'all.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.